Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Skylark, coming to you from our Fairfield headquarters with some breaking news. We've just received word that a freak snowstorm is expected to hit tonight. Now, this may be June, but we're expecting dangerously slick roads, unless proper precautions are taken. Fairfield Head of Public Works, Phil Swift, is joining us now to explain what these precautions are and how they will help us stay safe on the roads of Fairfield following this storm. Hello, Phil. Thanks for being here.
Hello, Dave. Thank you for having me.
So tell us, what is it that you'll be doing to keep the roads free of ice following this storm?
Well, we have trucks on the roads right now putting down potassium acetate. Essentially, this will act as a barrier to the snow, which is of course solid water, to prevent it from forming ice on the roads. In this case, the water is the solvent, which is the substance that dissolves the solute, potassium acetate. Upon taking a closer look, you would see that these water molecules are bent and thus polar, meaning that they are inclined to attract ions. Both having a charge, we use the expression like dissolves like to explain why this happens. So since potassium acetate is an ionic compound, meaning it's charged, when it's surrounded by water molecules, it is effectively pulled apart because the ions attract the negative or positive ends of the water molecule, of the polar water molecule. As I just mentioned, the ionic potassium acetate acts as a barrier to the snow, as the polar water attracts to the ions of the potassium acetate, instead of water molecules sticking to each other, which is the definition of freezing. In all, the combination of potassium acetate and water forms a solution in which the snow would have to be much colder in order to form the ice. To make sure our roads do not freeze, we prepare them for 5 degrees Celsius cooler than the anticipated lowest temperature, in this case, -6 degrees Celsius. So our freezing point depression is 10.98 degrees Celsius. We can be sure to get to this point by placing 73.6 grams of potassium acetate for every kilogram of snow expected to cover the streets.
Now, Phil, you mentioned that water is bent and hence polar. If this molecule were linear, would it be successful in preventing the formation of ice?
No, Dave. Since like dissolves like, a non-polar molecule wouldn't be attracted to the charged ionic compound and would only be affected by another non-polar molecule.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Swift. And to our viewers, I'm Dave Skylark. Good night and stay safe.